Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Beatrice, and today I'd like to explore with you how child's pose can really be of benefit for the whole body in case you have chronic stiffness, tension and pain, and how you can modify it so it works well for your body. For this, you might want to have either a blanket or a towel, couple of blocks or books, and when you're ready, come and try it with me. In many yoga classes you might go to, child's pose is often addressed as a restful pose. And it can be absolutely restful, especially if you can adapt it to your body. However, often it can feel uncomfortable, especially in the strict alignment of yoga, of traditional yoga, where your hips have to sit all the way back to the heels and your forehead has to touch on the ground. So let's see how you can adapt it to your body so you can actually make it restful for you. In many cases, child's pose can be uncomfortable at the knee. So let's come to child's pose together. Come to your hands and knees. Bring your big toes together. And once you get here, decide if you want to have your knees wide or your knees together. You can explore this in your own time. But before we explore that, send the hips back towards the heels and see if you feel at any point you need to stop. It could be that you need to stop because you have quite muscly thighs. Maybe you've got a bit of pain in the knee, at the front or at the back. See how that feels. As you come to bring your hips back, stop whenever you feel you need to stop. Don't feel like you have to sit all the way back to your heels. And what can you do here to make it more comfortable? Now, if your hips are not sitting all the way back to the heels, but you're not in pain in the knees, back or front of the knee, maybe bring a block or two in between your hips and your heels so you don't have to keep any effort to be here. You can really sit on the block and then reach your arms forward and relax the head. If the problem instead is that you might feel pain at the knee, is this pain at the front of the knee? So when the knee touches the ground, does that bother you? Or is it at the back of the knee? So is it a flexion of the knee that bothers you? So in the first case, you can bring a blanket under the knee so that you have some soft padding. And you can do the same thing, come forward and rest. And you don't have to take the block out of the posture, you can keep it there if that helps. If the pain instead is on the flexion of the knee, so bringing that angle at the back of the knee to close, then bring the blanket in between at the back of your knee. So roll it up as much as you need to, and this can do the trick with the block as well, so you might not need the blanket, but sometimes that softness of the blanket helps. So take it all the way to the back of the knee. Come back, maybe grab that block as well, and then come forward. Now let's come to see if we prefer to have our knees wide or our knees together. So you can try with the knees together. So bring them in to touch. Then bring any props that you need either under the knees or under the hips and come forward and see how that feels. For some of us, you might feel that keeping the knees together is not going to happen. As soon as you come forward, you might want to bring the knees into that separation, even just a little bit. If you feel like you need more space to come forward, then by all means, bring your knees wide. Come to a wide-legged child's pose and see how that works for you. Now, often in a yoga class, they'll tell you to bring the head to the ground, the forehead to the ground. Again, that might not happen. Maybe there's some stiffness in the neck or discomfort. You can bring the blanket under the forehead, or you can bring a block under the forehead. And then depending on how your arms and shoulders are feeling, you can reach forward away from you, or you can bend the elbows so softly, roll the shoulders down, find a bit of space there. The last thing I want to talk about is the ankle. So in this case, the ankle might feel uncomfortable at the front. And if that happens, you can try to bring a blanket underneath. But otherwise, maybe again, keep the hips up so that you don't feel that compression, and you're not pressing down into the heel and you're not extending the ankle too much. So that's another option. So maybe pause the video and have a feel around for what feels good for you. And then if you'd like to, we can come to explore different variation of child's pose and how it helps stretch the whole body. Have you found the version that works in your body? And if you have, stay with me for a bit so we can put together a full Yin Yoga practice for those days you might not want to move around too much, but you can use child's pose to really address the whole body. The front of the ankle, the thigh, the back, the armpit, the shoulder, maybe even the neck if you can feel it there. And we can add different positions to child's pose, side bend, a twist. So if you'd like to try it with me, so come down to a child's pose. Find your version, prop it up, relax your head. We'll stay here for a couple of minutes. from here, if it feels okay in your body, walk your hands to the left side to bring a bit of traction to that right side of the body. And walk as far out as you need to. You don't have to reach over the opposite hand. If you'd like to feel a bit more sensations, just begin to really deepen the breath. So on your in-breath, notice if you can expand that right side of your body. Walk your hands to center. Before we move to the other side, reach the left arm forward and thread the right arm underneath. Now targeting the back of our right shoulder, and you can let the head rest on a block straight down so the forehead is on the block, or you can look out to the left and rest the head to the ground or to the block. And thread back to center in a way that feels good for you. Reach the right arm forward and then walk your hands to the right, finding traction on that left side. And again, rather than reaching the left hand over the top of the right, notice if you can expand that left side of the body as you breathe. Walk your hands to center, and this time as you reach the right arm forward, thread the left underneath. The head can be on a block, facing down or facing out to the right. Get back to center. And we'll do just one more thing before you can either stay in child's pose for a bit longer, or maybe lie on your front to take that sensation out of the thighs, or maybe even come to seated. Now from here, keep your elbows on the ground, bring your palms together, and take the hands to the back of your head. So intensifying the sensations at the armpit, front of the shoulder. For some of us, this is enough. For others, it might not be, and you can bring blocks under your elbows. You can remain in child's pose either here or with extended arms. So maybe even rest your arms either side of your body. And if you'd like to, you can bring your knees together here to round the back of the shoulders and relax a bit deeper. Stay here for as long as your body needs to. And when you're ready to come out, do so gently. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like videos like this about other postures, I'd be really happy to do them, so just ask me in the comments. And as always, please like, subscribe and share with your friends and family. Thank you.